Week 2 of the BCFC is now in the past as we look forward to Week 3 this Saturday. Hi, I'm Adam Cordick, host of Touchdown BC and your weekly host for BCFC game previews. This week in Kelowna, we have a battle for sole possession of first place. The 2-0 Westshore Rebels taking on the 2-0 Okanagan Sun. A lot of storylines in this one, including Rebels defensive coordinator Shane Beatty returning to the place he once coached. We talked with Rebels head coach J.C. Boice and got his thoughts on his team's streak-beating performance against the Raiders this past weekend and what he expects from the Okanagan Sun. Coach Boice, thanks for joining us.
Hey, great to be here, Adam. Thanks so much for having us. We love what the BCFC is doing for these kids and these communities. Thank you.
We appreciate that. Coach, this past weekend your team broke the losing streak against the VI Raiders in an outstanding fashion. Your offense put up 670 yards, and your defense played great as well. What are your thoughts on your team's performance?
Extremely proud of the effort that a lot of people put in. I mean, from the community, up. We're a community-based team, and there's been a lot of people that have given a lot so these kids go out and be successful. Our coaching staff worked very hard. Our kids came to play. They really came focused. They were composed. We had some rough spots there in the first half of the group. The way we responded after halftime, realizing how magical this would be for us, they came out and did care of business. Again, you're gonna hear me say it a lot. I have a lot of respect for Coach Beatty. Him and I are making this work. He's doing a great job, and our entire coaching staff is really committed. It was a great deal for these kids, this community, to finally get that W against the Raiders. Very great program, one we respect. Lots of rivalry. I appreciate what they've done, and we're going to have lots of great battles with them moving ahead.
Now looking at the QB position, 2 weeks ago you won with QB Ashton McKinnon. Now this past weekend, Scott Borden comes in and throws for 300 yards plus.
Boy, Scott did a great job. I've said it, we can win with either guy. I love both of them. I've put a lot of work in with Ashton, and I was excited to bring in Scott. We had some team issues there. We had some objectionable conducts, and we had to sit down Ashton. We made the decision to do that. And then Scott made the most of the opportunity. You're going to see Scott a lot more, and you're going to see a lot more of Ashton, too. They're both great kids. The kids our team trusts them, and they both bring dynamics to our offense.
You have had 2 home games to start off the season. Now this weekend, you travel to Kelowna to take on the Okanagan Sun. Obviously, the return of your defensive coordinator, Shane Beatty, going back there. Both teams are 2-0. This should make for a great game.
I think it's going to be a very exciting football game. They got some great athletes. I've got to know a lot of their staff there. They're very well coached. Obviously, they have a supportive community, a great program there. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to test ourselves in terms of travel. This is their season opener. We know we're going to a very difficult situation, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for our kids, to be tested, and, we want to prevail. If we're unable to prevail, it'll give us critical opportunities to learn. We've got some weapons. I mean, our defense is Jamel Lyles is a very special kid. Our O-line is doing a great job for him. And we have Trey Campbell also in the mix, and you're starting to see development. So, we're going to get after it and hope for the best.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Take care.
We also caught up with head coach of the Okanagan Sun, Ben Macauley, and talked to him about what he took away from his team's win Week 2 versus the Kamloops Broncos. Coach Macauley, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me again.
Coach, this past weekend, your team came away with a win in a hard-fought game against the Kamloops Broncos, 45-30. What can you say about your team's performance?
Well, I thought we executed well. We made some errors, and it was a little sloppy again on the penalty side. A lot of that is just our own discipline. We played a very physical game, which is what I challenged the team to do. I wanted to come out there and make our presence known physically. Didn't care what the score was going to be, but I kind of want to leave our mark every time we go out. I think we were penalized quite heavily for that play. It was aggressive play. Some of it justified, some of it not. I think the score wasn't quite indicative of how physically we dominated the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line was fantastic in protection. Our quarterbacks were pretty efficient. We had a couple of turnovers that, I'm okay with those types of turnovers. We were taking some chances, and I thought other than the one where we put the ball on the ground, it was pretty good ball security all around. We gave them a short field twice, which they capitalized on. And then, a couple more times we got major penalties that gave them 30 to 50 yards on a drive, which we just can't do. I think the score would have been a little bit more lopsided had we not done some of that stuff to ourselves.
Now to this weekend, you host the 2-0 Westshore Rebels, also the return of your team's former coach, Shane Beatty. What can you expect in that game?
It's going to be an emotional game. There's no way around it. There's the elephant in the room is that, the coaching changes. They've got some good things happening over there. They've got some good individual players in Westshore, and they're putting together a good team effort the last couple of weeks. So, I'm excited to get into the film from them yesterday. But it's you can't pretend like there's not going to be an emotionally charged atmosphere, and our job is going to be to really focus on our job, and to focus on our tasks and our assignments, and not get carried away in the emotion of the game. Because really, coaches are not the ones playing. The players play the game. We've got to get our players out there playing their best and not worried about what's going on the sidelines or outside. So, I think the best thing we can do as coaches is just keep ourselves out of it.
That's head coach Ben Macauley of the Okanagan Sun. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Right on. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. First place in the BCFC will be on the line this weekend in Kelowna. If you are in the area, the game between the Westshore Rebels and the Okanagan Sun is on Saturday. Kickoff at 7 p.m. at the Apple Bowl. For more coverage on the BCFC, follow each team's Twitter account and also the BCFC's Twitter account at BCFC_media. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, and enjoy the games.